lights go out on late-night laughter, and truth gets replaced by applause signs. We stand for something louder.
Go right with Peter Boykin, where liberty lives and the mic don't lie. The jokes got old. We speak what's bold, for truth, for laughs, for the red, white, and blue.
This is Go Right with Peter Boykin, your constitutionalist for liberty.
The end of The Late Show. Is America laughing or just tuning out? Hi folks, this is Peter Boykin, your constitutionalist for liberty, writer for GoRightNews.com. Thank you for tuning in. A quiet goodbye from the stage that once kept America up laughing. It used to be that when the final news anchor signed off and the house fell quiet, the nation would tune in for something lighter. Not empty, but lighter. There behind the desk was someone funny. Someone who could take up the day's chaos and turn it into today's and chuckle before bed. Johnny Carson did it with ease. Jay Leno kept it going. David Letterman added sarcasm. Conan O'Brien brought quirk. Each of them had their style, their politics quietly, and their loyal fans. But more than anything, they offered something priceless. An escape that didn't demand allegiance. That era just ended. Stephen Colbert stood center stage at the Ed Sullivan Theater, visibly emotional, and told his audience that The Late Show would end in May 2026. Not just his show, the entire franchise. CBS is walking away. No replacement, no rebrand, no reset. And let's be honest, for many on the right, the news was met with a smirk. Many, nearly a decade of Colbert using his platform to relentlessly mock Donald Trump, conservatives, populists, and anyone to the right of Nancy Pelosi, we might feel like poetic justice. Some may even cheer. But we shouldn't. Because this isn't just about Stephen Colbert. This is the death of an American institution. One that once united a nation in laughter and now vanishes not with a bang, but with corporate silence. We'll be right back. Remember, we fight for what's right because it's time to go right.
Go right.
Welcome back to Hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. I'm your host. From Carson to Colbert. When late night was for everyone. Late night didn't just start as a weapon. It started as a mirror. A funhouse mirror maybe. But one that reflected us all of us. Johnny Carson didn't just go easy. He didn't go easy on politicians. But he didn't go hard on their voters. Whether you voted for Reagan or McGovern, you could still laugh at the same monologue. That's what made it work. David Letterman brought edge and irony. Jay Leno, kept it middle of the road. Even Jon Stewart in his prime struck a balance. He hit Bush hard, but his interviews were intelligent, often respectful, sometimes surprising. But something changed in the 2010s. When Colbert took over in 2015, he brought the persona from the Colbert Report with him. What began as satire evolved into nightly sermons. His show became less of a lounge and more of a litmus test. If you weren't laughing at Trump jokes, were you even American? This wasn't just Colbert. Jimmy Kimmel did the same. Seth Meyers turned entire segments into MSNBC with a laugh track. Trevor Noah tried and failed to recapture Stewart's spark, losing both viewers and cultural impact. Late night comedy became activism with applause signs, and the audience shrank. When the joke got old, the Trump accession backfired. Colbert's Late Show thrived in Trump's first term. Ratings soared. The monologue was a nightly roast of the 45th president, and liberal America just couldn't get enough. But Trump left office. The pandemic changed media consumption. Viewers were tired, and Colbert didn't adapt. Instead of returning to cultural humor or celebrity fun, he doubled down on the political. To his credit, Colbert was sharp, consistent, and professional, and I can say some of his satire I actually did laugh at. But late night is supposed to be a release, not a nightly reminder of what half the country hates. That refusal to evolve became his undoing. And now, instead of passing the torch to someone new, CBS is putting that torch out. You might ask, why CBS canceled the whole show, and what it cost us? The official reason for canceling the late night show? Money. Money. CBS claims it's a business decision. Declining ratings, rising costs, late night just isn't pulling ad dollars anymore. Now, I will state on the side note that they had recently said that they were going to quit doing late night on Fridays. That's has happened in the actual news industry, where Fridays have now been cut off, mostly during two big longer days, Monday through Thursday. As I know someone in media, they have basically said that they're now doing everything Monday through Thursday, Friday now being cut off. It's weird in this whole obsession of 24/7 news that we would actually have 3 days where people would not be off working and where they'd run reruns. So if you ever want to get anything passed, you put it on the weekend. Okay, so late night isn't just putting ad dollars in, and they're not wrong. Production is expensive. Hundreds of staffers, writers, designers, editors, and band members. It adds up. Makes you wonder why they didn't just go to AI. But who wants to tune in to a robot going, "Hi, this is the news. This is the Late Show with AI. Hi, hello, hello, hello." But that doesn't mean it's the right move, folks. They really shouldn't be getting rid of things. Late night talk shows have been time capsules of American life. Where else could you say a young Barack Obama and a retiring Bob Hope share the same stage? Where else could a first-time comedian become a star overnight? Losing the Late Show isn't just about Colbert. It's about losing one of the last remaining shared cultural spaces we had. Now, can late night survive the digital shift? In a streaming world where everything is segmented and algorithms decide what we watch, traditional late night TV seems outdated. But is it? Look at Conan O'Brien. After NBC, he moved to TBS. Then he did something no one expected. He downsized. No suits, no desk, no live band, just Conan, a guest, and a podcast. Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend became a massive digital hit. He kept it weird, funny, and free from political triades. And Conan proved that authenticity and humor still work, even if the format changes. Maybe late night isn't dead. Maybe it just needs a wake up and grow up. I'm going to add my little information in here that's not in the article. But they're saying that so many people are now watching YouTube on their phones, little clips on TikTok. I personally believe a lot of people are working late, taking care of their kids, that nobody can really afford to stay up that late and watch, and then nobody has time to catch up on it. Nobody's really going to the water cooler anymore and saying, hey, what's going on here? Hey, hey, did you catch so-and-so last night? Because everybody's afraid to talk about subjects. Because you can lose your job if you become political or no political. So I was thinking, why don't they go with the whole digital age? Do your episodes. Rein back the cost. Make sure you put a little bit more fun in it. But look for the viral clips. Jimmy Fallon, for one, on The Tonight Show, you can always find viral clips online. Get somebody to make the Instagram reels, the TikTok reels, the YouTube reels. Get people excited about wanting to watch an episode. Make sure the episodes are on, promoted and pushed on your online feed so people don't have to watch late night, always late night. Make it late night during the day. Your wake-up call. What happened on late night last night? Make it fun. Put the information into it again. Get people reeled back into wanting to watch it. I don't want to see it going away. So is it just about ratings? Or is it about power? Now here's where it gets murky. Just weeks before the announcement, CBS parent company Paramount Global paid Donald Trump $16 million to settle a lawsuit over a manipulated 60 Minutes interview. Sorry, CBS, they screwed up. They shouldn't have done that. It cost them money, but they seem to be blaming that for everything. I see that they have been doing some program changes with Star Trek and other things, and they always come back to this, well, we had to pay Donald Trump $16 million. When it comes to corporate America, $16 million is a drop in a hat. And if that's what's causing all the problems with CBS, we're talking about CBS, a company who's been along for a very long ride. One of the originals. The original. You had ABC, CBS, NBC, did all the radios. The original. $16 million should be nothing. But Colbert mocked the payout live on air. He called it a big fat bribe. Days later, CBS pulled the plug on his show. To be a conspiracy theorist, the timing raises eyebrows. Senator Elizabeth Warren and Representative Adam Schiff are already demanding answers, suggesting that CBS have acted under political pressure. The network denies it, but it's hard to ignore the optics. So when a major network kills a flagship show right after its host criticizes a powerful figure like Donald Trump, they just wrote a check to, it doesn't look clean. It looks corporate. Senator Adam Schiff, just saw this on I think YouTube, Twitter, or whatever, said just finished taping with Stephen Colbert, who announced his show was canceled. If Piedmont and CBS ended the Late Show for political reasons, the public deserves to know and deserves better. It's already 8,000 comments, 5.9 thousand shares. I think this came from Facebook. We don't like Senator Adam Schiff here at Go Right News, but he's making a point here. So again, this is the end of the Late Show. Is America laughing or just tuning out? We'll be right back with my hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin Commentary, the end of an era, what we're losing. Enjoy this music, and we'll be right back.
They used to keep us up with laughter when the world felt heavy and cruel. From Carson's grin to Letterman's snark, they gave us satire, not a political tool. You could vote left, you could vote right, but when the curtain rose at night, we sat together, laughed together. Late night was our cultural tether. But now, that stage is quiet. Not with applause, but corporate silence. The joke that died, we watched it fade. From comedy gold to a political blade. We tuned in for laughs, got lectures instead. Now the punchline's gone, the room is dead. Oh, they stopped laughing at both sides, so America stopped watching the ride. The late show's gone, the lights went out, and we're just left here full of doubt. Colbert stood there, tears in his eye, but we saw it coming, can't deny. When every night's the same damn fight, you lose the middle, you lose the light. From Kimmel's skull to Myers' preach, comedy became a left-wing speech. And when the laughter turned into war, CBS said we can't pay for this anymore.
Where did the laughter go? Not red, not blue, just a show. What if the jokes could heal again? Make us laugh like we're still friends.
Conan knew what to do, cut the set, kept it real. No desk, no band, just heart, that was the deal. He proved you don't need to scream to be heard. You just need to speak with humor and words. But Colbert clung to the fight and forgot to find the funny in the night. So CBS pulled the plug and paid the bill, and late night died on that Ed Sullivan hill. But Joe that died, we watched it fade. From water cooler talk to clickbait rage. It didn't end 'cause Trump was gone. It ended 'cause it played too long. Now we're left with memes and rants. No Carson calm, no Leno glance. If we want real laughs to start anew, we need shows that joke with me and you. Maybe it's not the end. Maybe it's just the wake-up cue. Because America doesn't need fewer jokes. We just need better ones that laugh with us, not at us.
Welcome back to Hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. This is the part where I give you my full commentary. I know, yes, we have a lot of opinions in the articles. And again, you can read this full article on GoRightNews.com. I try to do a couple of podcasts a week, but I do a lot of articles, at least one or two a day. on GoRightNews.com, GoRightNC.com, and a few on other places. So, the end of an era. What we're losing. As a constitutionalist for liberty, I believe in the power of open dialogue. Free speech in American culture that doesn't come with a side of censorship. Stephen Colbert and I don't see the world the same way. That's fine. I've criticized his show, his tone, and his treatment of Trump supporters. I've also laughed a few times at his funny jokes when it gets funny. But I'll say this clearly. Canceling The Late Show altogether is a crucial and critical and cultural loss. We used to have places in America, American media, where people of all viewpoints could share laughs, ideas, and moments that defined a generation. I mean, the other day I saw William Shatner, Star Trek, Captain Kirk, with DeBassi, or whatever, on stage. And somebody would say, I think DeBassi would be more on the left-leaning side, science-wise, and a lot of people have hinted that Shatner's more on the right-leaning side. And I saw Colbert interview him. The other day I tuned in, and I don't watch it, but it just seems to be on the TV when I'm going to work. And Colbert was on there, and he was interviewing our governor, Democrat governor, who made some valid points. So there's interest there. But do I turn on Colbert afterwards and want to hear? Do I like a few of the intros? They're funny? Yeah, I agree. Again, we used to have places in American media where people of all viewpoints could share laughs, ideas, and moments that defined a generation. Now, we have TikTok rants and algorithm-approved outrage. Everybody's doing their show. I'm doing my show. Late night used to unite us all at the end of the day. Not anymore. Because instead of adapting, the networks polarized. And when the numbers didn't support the division, they walked away. Someone would say, go woke, go broke. I don't really like the word woke, but in this case, you go ultra political one way, especially in a light show. What do you think's going to happen? I've talked about this in previous articles. Johnny Carson used to say, in a way he would address things in a political nature without being too political one way or the other. And that way you didn't risk alienating your full audience. And that's what's happened. So, what if instead of the networks walking away, what if they chose unity instead? What if we had a late night show where the host could roast both sides, talk to guests from every political corner, and welcome the full American spectrum without apology? We don't need fewer conversations. We need better conversation. And we need to remember that freedom of speech only matters when it applies to those we don't agree with. Like I say, I will disagree with what you say, but I will fight for your right to say it, because this is America and it's your constitutional right. Colbert's show didn't die because people stopped laughing at Trump. It died because it forgot how to laugh at itself. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. I just remember at Go Right News, we exist to be different. We read the whole story. We play devil's advocate. We call out hypocrisy, left or right. We defend your constitutional rights and shine light where the partisan press will not. We believe in truth, not tribalism. Hashtag Go Right means defending all viewpoints, not worshiping clickbait. Read the full story. See a movie. Watch a Superman movie. Make up your mind. That is how we keep our constitutional republic alive, by thinking for ourselves and having fun while we do it. You can read more and support constitutional media at GoRightNews.com, This has been hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. You can subscribe to us at rumble.com. It's Go Right News, and at Go Right with Peter Boykin Podcast on YouTube and on Spreaker and on Apple, Amazon, Facebook, on Spotify, on X, Twitter, and wherever you can go. You can also donate via Cash App at $ Go Right News. Stay informed, stay free. It's time to go right. God bless everybody. Peace.